Hi and welcome to the Booklab. I'm Björn. Today we're going to look at the most exciting non-fiction releases for March 2026. I've picked 7 books that I want to highlight that really stood out in the crowd. And we're going to cover everything from the psychology of dark emotions to economic inequality, from Elon Musk's curious mind to lessons from history. So let's dive right into the list. The first book on the list is Hard Feelings, Finding the Wisdom in Our Darkest Emotions by Daniel Smith. This book is out on March 3rd. It's from the author of Monkey Mind, which was a New York bestseller. This book is about emotions we usually try to suppress: anger, shame, envy, regret, jealousy, and despair. Daniel Smith argues that these emotions are not enemies to fight. They're actually messengers that try to tell us something. Smith, he is a psychotherapist, and this is a part memoir, part intellectual exploration. He traces how our relationships with negative emotions has evolved from the 7 deadly sins to modern psychology's sometimes equally damaging classifications. What I find interesting with this book is that it's not a good vibes only book. It tells us rather the opposite. Feel everything. Even the dark stuff in our life has meaning behind it, and it kind of reminds me of a few books. Gabor Mate also has a lot of books about trauma and how emotions affect our bodies. For instance, he has a great one about addiction in the realm of hungry ghosts. When the body says no, is another recommendation. It feels like this book, Hard Feelings, Finding Wisdom in Your Darkest Emotions, is a book that could kind of fit in that category. I'm really excited about that one. The next one is Poisonous People, Psychopathy, Narcissism, Manipulation, and Sadism. A very light topic, right? By Leanne Brinke. I have no idea how to pronounce the name. It's out on March 10th. Leanne Brinke draws from the latest research to explain how dark personalities causes harm, and more importantly, she offers science-based strategies to identify and manage them. We have all encountered people like this in relationships, at the workplace, even in our families. The question is not if they exist, the question is more how we deal with these people and protect ourselves without becoming too paranoid. This book reminds me of also a few books that I've read recently, and I have reviews up on the channel about these ones. The Human Magnet Syndrome by Ross Rosenberg. This was a fantastic book. I remember reading this and I was just totally absorbed. Emotional manipulators, codependence, and dysfunctional relationships. This is about how people that are not meant to be together, narcissists and codependents, how they're drawn together magnetically into this very dysfunctional way of being in a relationship. Dark triad, the dark psychology behind narcissism, Machiavellian, and psychopathic behavior and manipulation. This dark psychology stuff is just so interesting, and this seems to offer a lot about that. And it's not just a pop science book. This is real research. That's at least what this book promises. The third book, Everything You Want Is on the Other Side of Hard. This is by an author and athlete. He's called Ken Rideout. It's out in March. I don't have the specific date. I probably add it here somewhere. Ken Rideout grew up in a broken home outside of Boston. Drugs, crime. His father, he was incarcerated in the same prison as where Ken worked as a guard when he was 18. Despite all of that, he broke free, made it to Wall Street, built a career, and then spent a decade addicted to opioids. The turning point, it came when he adopted a daughter from overseas. Running became his salvation. In 3 years, he went from being a running nobody to the world's fastest marathoner over 50. His mantra, win or die trying. This book sounds like one of those books that will get you off your ass, or if you're already off your ass and you're in the gym, you're doing whatever you need to do in order to be healthy and feel good and be strong, this will probably motivate you to take your exercise to the and one extra step. From what I'm reading about this book, it reminds me a lot of Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. That's just a fascinating book. It's one of those books that actually is better as an audiobook. I remember when I first read that book, I was running all the time while I read that book. And each session just became longer and longer because I felt like if that guy can do all those crazy shit, I could probably go a few more meters. So I kind of like these kinds of books, and it sounds like it has a pretty gripping story as well. The fourth book is The Wage Standard. What's wrong in the labor market? And what is wrong with the labor market, you might ask? And this book aims at the problem that earnings and margins goes up, but salaries for the people working, they seem to be flat or even declining these days. Paul Krugman calls Arindrajit Dube, this is the name of the author, the go-to guy on minimum wage. This book is a deep dive into one of the biggest questions of our time. Why did wages for most workers freeze while productivity soared 70% and incomes at the tops exploded? Dube has spent 2 decades researching this. He shows the data, explains the mechanism, and here is the interesting part, argues that it wasn't inevitable, that it can be reversed. He lays out the levers, corporate decisions, policy, power dynamics, social norms. What I like about the description of this one is that it's not just doom or gloom. There are actually proposed solutions for this. We talk about the K-shaped economy now. We can see companies doing better than ever, while people get poorer and poorer. So this is just an interesting subject for me to read. I just finished The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith and put a review up on that. So I'm trying to just figure out how economies actually work and how they should work properly. This feels like a book that could be a continuation to understand this book, but in a modern context. I mean, if the division of labor made us so productive, then where did all the money go? Next book. It's kind of a double feature, so I'm going to talk about both these books at the same time. We have 2 books about Elon Musk coming out at the same time, and I want to talk about them because they both approach it in a very different way. They approach the subject of Elon very differently. The first one is a book that many people have been waiting for. It's The Book of Elon by Erik Jorgenson. Who is Erik Jorgenson, you might ask? Well, he is actually the author of The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, one of my favorite books. Was it last year or the year before that? Anyway, it's a 5 out of 5 book. I really, really love this little book. It's one of the most influential books in many ways that I've read, because it added so many books to my book list, like The Fabric of Reality that I'm reading right now by David Deutsch. That guy was someone I found out about by reading this book, because he had a big influence on Naval Ravikant. There's also a lot of principle in this book that I really took to heart. So if you have the chance, check out the review of this one. So he's back, the author of this book, but now he's writing about Elon. That book distilled Naval's wisdom into something incredibly sharp and practical. Now Jorgenson has done the same with Elon Musk. This isn't a biography, it's a curated compendium. Musk's own words organized into practical themes: engineering, product design, risks, hiring, focus, first principle thinking. It's basically the operating manual for Elon Musk. What can we learn from how he thinks and how he builds? This guy, he's a double-edged sword, right? Because a lot of people really don't like him. Some people are really fascinated by him. I can see both sides, but for me, I'm just really impressed with how this guy is thinking and also his achievements. I mean, Neuralink is absolutely amazing. SpaceX do crazy stuff. I remember when I saw they landed that rocket and catched it with the chopsticks. It was an amazing thing to see. So I'm pretty sure we can learn something from the guy behind all of these projects. What I expect from this book is something similar to the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Short, brief lessons, tons of quotes, tons of principles. It's going to be a joy to read. But let's talk about the other book. And this is actually a sponsored book. It's not very often we have this on the Booklab because we're quite picky. I don't want to talk about books that I'm not actually interested in, but this book really fits my interests and hopefully yours too. Honestly, if I wasn't approached by the publisher and author about this book, then I would probably have put it on the list myself if I was able to find it. But I didn't know about it. The Curious Mind of Elon Musk by Charles Steele, where Jorgenson's book is tactical and aphoristic. Here is what Elon does and how he applies it. Charles Steele goes deeper into Elon Musk's belief system. Steele traces how an early existential crisis shaped by trauma, neurodivergence, and the influence of Douglas Adams' book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, led Musk to embrace uncertainty, obsess over first principle. That's what we do on this channel as well. I'm obsessed with first principle thinking. That's one of the reasons I studied these books. And pursue the meaning through expanding human consciousness. So we got two angles on the same person. Jorgenson, he asks, what can we apply from how he thinks? And Steele asks, what philosophical commitments makes Elon who he is? So for me, I would probably read both. Jorgenson for the practical stuff and for a more deeper review without going all bio, I would read Charles Steele's version. My hope with Charles Steele's book is that it will tell us more about the influences that shaped his thinking. What books did he read? That's probably what I'm most interested in. I know he read Asimov's book. Yes, I've only read I, Robot so far. I put a review up on that a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully I can get some more really impactful science fiction from reading this Elon book and be able to put that on my to-read list, because I'm starting to get really into science fiction, but I don't know exactly what to read, and it would be interesting to see like what are the big works of science fictions that shaped Elon's mind. I hope to find that in this book. So we're done with the list. That was all the books. Pick of the month. That's what we do every month. We pick one that I feel is a little bit more exciting than all the rest of them. It's been a pretty good month, I have to say, but I will do the Elon double feature, the Book of Elon and The Curious Mind of Elon. Both these books fit what I'm interested in right now. I mean, the Book of Elon is going to be all over X in the coming weeks when it comes out. I mean, the Almanac of Naval Ravikant has just been such a blockbuster. What do you say? A banger. It must have sold so many copies. It feels like every other account posts about it. And I really want to know more about the ideas that shaped this very peculiar man's thinking. If there was nothing in this list that excited you, then check out my reading list for 2026. I just posted it a week or so ago, and it contains a lot of niche and a lot of unexpected books that you won't find on other books lists. So I bet you'll find something there. Also, the homepage is up and running. I have the great book list there with my 30 favorite books of all time. So there's a link to that in the description below. It's been down for a while, but I revived it. I think that's it. Happy reading, everyone, and see you next week with more book reviews.